Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and ever since Season 4, a lot more new people have come around to the channel, so if you're new here, thanks for subscribing, but if you haven't subscribed yet, it always helps the channel out. There's gonna be a lot more Overwatch 2 videos in the future talking about Season 4, just like today, where we're gonna be talking about if the Season 4 Battle Pass is even worth it, and yeah, this season's Battle Pass is definitely the worst one that we've gotten out of the 4. Now, clearly, that's very subjective because, well, the contents within it, especially when it comes to skins or other cosmetic items, anyone can look at them and be like, what are you talking about, bro? You whack $10 for a Battle Pass? This is one of the best Battle Passes that we've ever gotten. So while you're valid for saying that the contents within it could be worth it, what a lot of people are also asking when they say, is the Battle Pass worth it, is asking, is buying the brand new hero worth it? And I think this is the first time that we've ever gotten a brand new hero that is tied to a Battle Pass where, in my personal opinion, I don't think it's worth spending the $10 to get Lifeweaver. And it's mainly due to the fact that Lifeweaver, I think, is just one of the worst added heroes that we've gotten in such a long time. While Lifeweaver, the character is amazing, whether it's his hero design or his lore or just the personality of him, I absolutely adore. But when it comes to the actual hero and the gameplay and the fun, the quote-unquote fun that I experience, I don't think it's worth the $10 that most people are gonna pony up just to try to get him. But I think it's all due to the way that Lifeweaver is designed, where he's a very team-oriented hero. He has an ability called his Life Grip, where he's quite literally able to pull your ally close to you. A feeding Reinhardt, a Genji that got booed by a Lucio, or anybody that just needs to hug you because you need the touch of a human because you've been so deprived. On the surface, while that ability might seem cool, the most utility that you're gonna get out of it is in a team-oriented setting where your Reinhardt is intentionally going in and charging in and feeding in because he needs to get behind the enemy backline to earth shatter, and then you pull him. For a solo queue player, you're not getting that. Dude, you're gonna be pulling your teammates because they're feeding, and there's no satisfaction or fun in that because they're just gonna go and feed again. It's basically babysitting simulator. So when the most fun part about his hero kit is really designed around the team aspect of Overwatch 2, which that leads the rest of his hero kit, which, again, this is just my honest opinion. You guys will have different opinions, but if I'm having to answer the question, is the Battle Pass worth it, especially when it just comes to buying the hero, Lifeweaver is just so boring. His primary heals, if you even want to call it that, is so slow to charge up. Even with the day 1 patch, which I just kind of find funny that he needed to get a buff before he even got released to the public, it is still so slow and just so lackluster. His DPS, or his thorns, is probably the most fun aspect about him, which is ironic because he's a support hero. Now, I understand that when it comes to a support hero, there are many ways that you can support the team other than heals. You don't have to just be a heal bot to be a good support hero, but when the most fun aspect about the hero is the DPS, then it's gonna have a lot of people be influenced to just be a DPS Lifeweaver, which we don't need more of that. We have enough of that with Moras. His pedal platform, once again, another team-oriented ability that can set up for some great high noons, but at least in my experience, I didn't use the pedal platform a lot of the time. That got great utility compared to even his Life Grip ability. Oh, and don't even get me started on his dash. Bro, this could have just been his passive. Is Lifeweaver a terrible hero? I don't want to say that because it's only been a couple of days, but what I will say is when it comes to someone like Kiriko, another support hero, compared to Lifeweaver, Kiriko blows Lifeweaver out of the water when it comes to gameplay. Shoot, even when it comes to lore, barely Lifeweaver beats out Kiriko when it comes to looks, but when that's the only thing going for him, to the Battle Pass. But luckily, that's not the only part of the Battle Pass. You do have 79 or technically 80 tiers because you do get the Space Prince Lucio skin at tier 1, along with another skin every 10 tiers. And with every single Battle Pass at tier 80, you have the oh so sought after Mythic skin. This time around, it is Galactic Emperor Sigma. Oh man. This is another big reason as to why I think this season Battle Pass specifically is not worth it, is because the final skin, the skin that's supposed to celebrate the Battle Pass, is not all that great. When I look at some of the other epic skins that we're getting in Season 4, specifically like with Pinocchio Zenyatta, I think that would have been a better Mythic skin than Galactic Emperor Sigma. But again, I'm not the biggest fan of Sigma skin. I'm just not the biggest fan of Sigma. Some of you guys might adore the Sigma skin, probably all Sigma mains, but I do believe that most people people would agree this is probably one of the worst Mythic skins that we've gotten out of the 4. Now, obviously, we've only gotten 4 Mythic skins, but still, somebody had to be the worst, and it happened to be Sigma. And for a system like the Battle Pass system that's supposed to feel rewarding when you grind through it, to get this Sigma Mythic skin, at least for me, it doesn't feel all that rewarding. So that's 2 strikes as of right now. We have not that great of a Mythic skin, and we have an even worse added hero. But then when we look at the other contents within the Battle Pass, moving aside all the voice lines and the victory poses and the player icon, basically 90% of it, you're left with 8 or 9 skins. And while some of them are great, it's also just a little bit confusing because I never understood as to why they have a theme for a season, in this case sci-fi, Star Wars, Star Trek, nerd stuff, and then they have a festive Hanzo skin randomly in the Battle Pass. Like, why? It's not the first time that they've done it, but why couldn't they add the C-3PO Echo skin or the Mandalorian Baptiste skin if they really want the Battle Pass to fit the theme? I know the answer. It's because they understand that those skins are going to bring in the most money, and they're going to throw in festive just to put in more filler content, along with the player icons and the name cards and the victory poses and all the other garbage that we really don't care about. Can't forget the voice lines either. I cannot deny the value that you get from the Battle Pass, assuming that you grind all 80 tiers, and that's something that a lot of people don't really factor in when it comes to the Battle Pass. Is, yeah, you spend $10, but you also spend tens of hundreds of hours trying to get to tier 80, or just spending hundreds of dollars like me because I'm lazy and trying to make a cool video. But you do get a whole gang of Overwatch credits, both in the free Battle Pass and in the premium Battle Pass, where you can only get some Overwatch skins. You can't get Overwatch 2 shop skins. No, because those are only from coins, and you don't get coins in the Battle Pass. So it's kind of confusing, but once you understand, okay, there is some value there. But then again, for someone like me that played all of Overwatch 1, that got most of the skins, the credits really don't mean anything to me unless the brand new heroes have some banger skins, which even then, they only get 2 legendary skins now, so they're really starting to skimp out on some of the stuff that you get with the credits. Look, I always say that for the Battle Pass to be worth it to you, it just takes one skin, just one skin that you think is super duper cool for that $10 to be worth it, because you can either have $10 for the Battle Pass, where you get tons of cosmetic items and that one super cool skin, or you can have an epic skin in the shop that you find is super cool, but it's also your choice to buy it. If it's that Space Prince Lucio skin, then getting the Battle Pass is even worth it just for that, because that otherwise would have been a $19 shop skin that you can get for $10. If it's the Sigma Mythic skin, well, you're gonna have to spend a lot of time grinding, but it's still only $10 to get. But if you're not willing to put in the time and effort grinding to a specific tier, then this season's Battle Pass is especially not worth it, because Lifeweaver, again, it's all my personal opinion, but I think it's complete cheeks. But I think I'm especially negative towards Lifeweaver because you are having to spend real money to get him, and that's just not right. I've been very vocal about this ever since the beginning, but new heroes shouldn't be tied to the Battle Pass. Just make them for free, because they are a core part about Overwatch 2. While yes, you can get them for free in the free track of the Battle Pass and after the season, it's still low, bro. It is still such a low way to make money. So while times are especially tough right now, and $10 is still a lot of money to buy virtual stuff with, if there had to be a season to skip out on when it comes to not buying the Battle Pass, and especially one with a brand new hero, I think this is the season, because while the skins and the theme is cool, that's about the best part, because Lifeweaver is just not. But I want to know your guys' thoughts when it comes to the Season 4 Battle Pass, because that's the whole point of this video, is to give you my perspective on it. But hopefully you're still enjoying Season 4, because luckily, Overwatch 2, it is free to play. You don't have to spend money to get depression from it. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch 2 videos to come, and bye.